Hello guys, how are you? Hope you have a good day. So it's Khalifa for a new video. So today we're gonna talk about DCShadow attack. It's an active directory attack. I'm gonna show you how to detect this attack with Splunk using some query, using some event ID that's gonna help you to detect and stop this attack. It's all Cyber Defender lab, a really good lab. I'm gonna put you the link in the description. So let's get started. I'm gonna show you here our lab. I finished the lab already. I started again, so to do it together. So basically, like the title said, Kerberos Lab investigate and analyze malicious activity in Azure in the Active Directory environment using log analysis and Splunk query to identify initial access, persistence, lateral movement, and data exfiltration techniques. So I'm gonna explain you what those things as initial access, persistence, lateral movement, data exfiltration, and all of those things, so you can, as a SOC analyst, know how to start detecting attacks step by step. Because as a SOC analyst, we're not start like without rules, without steps. So let's get started. We're gonna go to our Splunk. So 1 second, guys. I'm gonna show you this. So what we're gonna do in our first thing, the first question is, what's the malicious file name utilized by the attacker for the initial access? So basically here we're gonna search for something phishing or a download thing or something like this. So in here what we're gonna do, I have my index. Index is where we ingest all the logs for like specific endpoint or for multiple endpoint or for firewalls, etc. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start directory with -c what file are downloads. So I'm gonna search for download directory, downloads. So basically like this, I'm gonna search if we have downloads, take if there's something malicious. So I'm gonna start looking for the logs and see if we have something malicious. So basically it's not the recommended ways, but I'm showing you how to do those things. Where we look in our SIEM, security information event management, where we look. And as a SOC analyst, how we think. So we start by the initial access, so the point where the attack started, not the attack started, but the point where the attacker has access to the system, what he used to do this. So like I said, he can start by sending malicious email, phishing email, or push the user to do something. Okay, so here as you see in our SIEM, we have our user that he download. Our user is the computer name is office pc corpernet.local. So he download Adobe Updater. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this thing and we're gonna see what he did. So because here we're not sure that this is the malicious. Okay, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna do some search, but the first thing we're gonna look here. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna paste it here, I'm gonna see what he does. We're gonna start our search and see how much event we have. Here we have some events. So what we see here, we see the first thing, that's this Adobe adapter. We're gonna look for event ID. Here we have three event ID 3. Event ID 3, it's basically network connection. So an executable. He didn't do network connection, and this is Adobe Updater. So it's something malicious, and it is not connecting with external IP. It's connecting with an internal IP. So it's maybe lateral movement or something like this. But here we're sure that this is our file, our malicious file. This is the malicious file that the attacker use it. So we're gonna do, we have our malicious name, our malicious file name. So what we're gonna do, and it's likely with this information we're gonna go to the next question. The next question say what's registry run key name created by the attacker for maintaining access. So maintaining access or doing persistence, or it's basically the attacker or the threat actor, when he have access to your system, the first thing he's gonna do, he's gonna use multiple technique to maintain access. And because you know maybe the AV, the antivirus, or the EDR can detect this, so we're gonna create a user account, schedule task or something. It seems not malicious, seems obvious, that is a normal thing, you know, a user, a schedule task, server, a script run in the background, so always I can access to your system. So here he said that's the registry run key name created, so the attacker created a registry key. So what you're gonna do, basically what you're gonna do, I'm gonna show you my query, so we're not gonna lose time in this. Okay, so like you see here, I'm gonna show you my query. So the query stands for, we're gonna I start always with by event ID. So what's an event ID? So basically in Windows, every event, security event, he have an ID. Okay, like you have your ID, I have my ID, and I have a number. So every security event has an ID. Every event in Windows have an ID. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come here, say event ID 13. Okay, you're gonna show here. So what it stands for? It stands for registry event value set. Here, when the attacker create a key, Windows generate an event ID with number 13, so it's gonna help us to detect this attack. And we use always the endpoint where the attack started, and the Adobe, it's the malicious file name. So like I said, we're gonna use what we found in our search. So I'm gonna start, and like you see, Adobe Updater.txt, he create a key in current version run. When you find something in current version run, it's mean that every time the desktop or your PC run or boot, he gonna start this thing. Okay, so it's really good it's really good tactic to maintain access. Okay, so here we have our response. So what's the full path of the directory used by the attacker for storing his drop tool? So here it's I found this by logic. So why? So attacker, when they drop things in the system, they drop those things always in a folder that the SOC analyst he's not gonna like search in those directory, like TEMP, Updata. He's not gonna put files in C2 Windows System 32 or in like in folder that he know that EDR or AV he gonna detect this, or maybe the SOC analyst detect this directory. So what I did is basically I did this. I searched for all if we have something run in our temp directory, I'm searching for image. So what we did, we're gonna search for target file name, and like you see here, image, we see here something malicious like defrag tool. We see back utility.exe, and we can come here. Like here we have image, but we can show. I'm gonna use our office. We're gonna choose our computer name, the computer that's, and we see here we have a lot of malicious file, the malicious image, and we have rule name that raised it. So basically this he gonna try to detect the attack and say this is maybe it's DLL injection, this is maybe process injection, so it's help us. Okay, so like I said, and here we have PS1 like PowerShell file and update temp. So here we are sure that user default update a local temp. It's basically where the attacker storing his drop tool. So here, what we're gonna do here in our this question: what tool was used by the attacker for privilege escalation and credential harvesting? So credential harvesting and credential harvesting say it's like to try to dumping credential or have those credential. Privilege escalation is it's a technique to start like a user with no privilege and move to administrator or system service or account that have lost a lot of privilege. Okay, so for this, what we're gonna do, it's basically simple. We're gonna do this like I said. We're gonna go an hour, and we use what we had in previous. We had temp. We're gonna look here. We're gonna look for computer name, event code 1. It's for process creation. It's like here. We're gonna go here, and we see process creation and provide extended information about your newly created process. Okay, so we're gonna search here and see what we had. Okay, so here you have to put it like this, so you're not gonna have this problem. Okay, put one here, and we're gonna put one here. Okay, I think we're not gonna have this. Okay, we have 5 events. So what we're gonna do, this is here we have some command line. We're gonna go for data description. So here data description is gonna help us because we're gonna see what's the original event. Okay, so because attacker can change the name, but the description of the tool when the tool run, we're gonna see it. So here we have Mimikatz. We're gonna talk about after this about Mimikatz, but for privilege escalation and credential harvesting, the obvious one is Rubeus. Rubeus is tool used for this. Here, like we said, what's the red flag here? So basically here we have image run from the temp directory, and also here I think we can try the hash. Maybe it's referred to something. I'm gonna go to virus total, and I'm gonna take the hash. I'm not sure that's gonna see something. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, like I said, but like I said, we have Rubeus. It's obviously known tools, and here we have PowerShell EPP bypass. So we run PowerShell 2 bypass and not be detected. And here we have rule technique masquerading. So obviously it's red flag, and this is the tool that the hacker use. Okay, here what's the credential harvesting successful? If So can you provide the compromised domain account name? So here, to detect this attack, it's simple. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to, I'm gonna show you my query that's I used for this attack. So for this query, I used the event ID 4624. It's 4624. It's referred to successful login. So when you go here, it's an account was successfully logged. Okay, so we're gonna look for if the attacker, if the attack have a successful attack, had a successful attack. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go for tagged username and try to detect this. So here we have multiple things. We have normal login 984. It's like a normal attempt, but here we have system 105, and here T Cooper we have 20. So for a normal user, it's not the baseline. So our baseline is 9844, and here we have two account that give a lot more. Okay, so for this, it's not a user account. This is a service account. So we're gonna this is red flag. So we have, because we had an DCShadow attack, but here it's also red flag because we have 20 login from T Cooper. So it's basically the account that the attacker used. So like we see here, we're gonna search for red flags. So basically it's login type. We have three. It's basically to login type network connection. So here he did a lateral movement. So he connect using networking, network, RDP, PC exec, all of those tools. Okay, so now we're gonna look for process name, username. Yeah, so this is the one, login type 3. The user is T Cooper. Okay, what's tool used by the attacker for registering a regular domain control? So here, why it's Mimikatz? So when we look for a DCShadow attack, so a DCShadow attack, it's basically it's post-exploitation. So what's mean post-exploitation? So when we exploit the target, and we have access already. So we have access. We have we did the privilege escalation. We have administrator account or something like or system account, like we see in our event. So it was first publicly disclosed by security researcher and the creator of Mimikatz. It's French guy, by the way. So the attacker, before launching DCShadow attack, the attacker must have system level privilege, okay, domain admin or enterprise admin credential to interact with the AD replication process, access to Mimikatz. So we're gonna use Mimikatz. The attacker used Mimikatz to do the attack, and like I said, a good interesting for AD replication. So what's this mean? It's like the attacker have access to the system account. He gonna inject and do replication. He gonna change something in the ID account. And why this not raising red flag? Because he using a privileged account like system or administrator, and for the Active Directory it's a normal thing. This attack, he's not using like a vulnerability or something like this. No, he's using something that it's already exist, and administrator do those things. But we use Mimikatz, we use Rubeus, and all of those tools to do this attack. So like I said before launching, so here what we gonna do, the attacker gain domain admin privilege, register reg UDC via Mimikatz, stage malicious AD change. He gonna do some changes. After he gonna delete reg UDC and archive stealthy persistence. So here we have a lot of example of attacks, etc. So I hope that you understand this attack. So like I said, I'm gonna search for Mimikatz. So if I'm gonna find this, and we have a lot of event. Here we have a command line, and we have event current directory run from temp, and like we said here, this is the tool that run Mimikatz. So the original file name is Mimikatz, but he changed it to defrag tool.exe. It's normal thing. Here the attacker always do those things to evade detection, but always when the attacker run the command line, the Windows he gonna register everything. So here we see product, we see company, we see description. So this is why we can detect those attacks. So here, what's the first command used by the attacker enabling RDP on a remote machine for lateral movement? So why an attacker enabling RDP on a remote machine? So it's basically to do lateral movement. Lateral movement is basically moving from one machine to another machine. Okay, so he can do this by using some command. Although this in the firewall, or also go to the registry key and change this. So for this, it's basically I'm gonna show you my query for this. Okay, so my query is this. So here what I did, I looked for event ID 13, so it's referred to registry key, like we see here, changing or adding something in the registry key, registry event, and here deny TC connection. It's the key in the registry that in the registry editor that the attackers change. So here we have two events. So what he did here, basically, one second, I'm gonna explain you this. So here the target object is HKLM system current terminal server deny connection, and I'm gonna try to see what's, yeah, so we have our computer name. He goes directly to the DC, and here we see reg.exe for registry editor. So like I said, here we have he's changed directly the registry editor. Here he changed this to enable RDP lateral movement. Okay, and the next question, the final question, is what's the file name created by the attacker after compressing credential file? So here it's really simple, guys. I'm gonna show you what I do every time when I want to detect exfiltration data. Exfiltration data, it's basically when the attacker one second, when the attacker do all the malicious thing and have a lot of information. So he compressed the data and send it by I don't know, by network connection, using some application. So here what you're gonna do, we're gonna search for this. I'm gonna search for zip tar or rar, one of those files, and here I have one event, crash dump.zip from our Windows server. Okay, and he using PowerShell. Okay, so this is basically the attack. What we did, what the attacker did, he starts by initial access, sending maybe he's sending a phishing mail saying here to update your Adobe updater. So our friend, he click on this mail, download this file. After when he download this file he start to create persistence, drop tools create drop tools, PowerShell script, etc., and doing connection C2 command, and download tools like Rubeus to do credential harvesting. After what he did, he have access to a user after doing credential harvesting using Rubeus. After this, he download a Mimikatz and this user or another user when he did the lateral movement. And after this he did the lateral movement using RDP, and the final thing he did data exfiltration. So this is the attack. It's really good attack. You can find my write-up here, and my I'm gonna put you this in the description. It's really good write-up. So so this is our video. Like, subscribe, and see you next time.